Welcome to BMW Sports Car. Today we will have our review on the E92 M3.
Hey guys, it's Warren at BMW Sports Car, and this video today I'm going to talk a little bit about my early impressions on the E92 M3. So we're going to go onto the highway shortly, and as you guys know, the E92 M3 was sold in the US from 2008 to 2013. And it was the only M3 that came with the V8 engine, which is the S65. That's what you're hearing here right now in this video. And we also have a special exhaust mod. It's from Auto Contour. It's called the Auto Contour mod, and what it does is makes it loud. So anyhow, so a little feedback, a little background on the E92 M3. So actually, this is the second time I had this car. Let's get the ramp first. That was very nice, right guys? So this is the second E92 M3 I had, and I had actually the first year in 2008 with DCT when it first came out. And I didn't have it that long. I probably had it for I think 2 years, and then I sold it, got something else. And one of the reasons why was that I was sort of bored with the car. Now I do now track events, so if I was doing track events back then, I think I would be a little more, interested in the car. But back then it was just normal daily driving. It was kind of boring. This one is also a 2008 E92 M3. Is in Melbourne red, but this has a 6-speed manual. So one of the things that right off the bat that I realized is that even though this is not universally considered one of the best 6-speed manuals that BMW ever made for a car, it still engages you a lot more than the DCT. Now, don't get me wrong, the DCT is a great dual clutch transmission. It's basically, if you are using this car as a daily driver, you're going into like city traffic, and also maybe you're a track fiend and you like to take on the weekends to a track event, the DCT will work for you. But for me, I noticed this actually after I got my first E92 M3, is that after that was the last dual clutch or automatic car I ever bought. I realized, heel toe, downshifting. The thing I realized is that I just enjoy driving a manual, and it's getting more rare that automakers, or even the sporty automakers like Porsche and BMW, that while they offer their 6-speed manual, more of their cars I think now are sold with a dual clutch transmission. And what's going to happen is down the road is that unfortunately a lot more of these cars are, the 6-speed manual is going to be a lost art form. Let's take this turn. A little gas on it. Nice. Now I think cars are keep left. Okay. I don't have the Easy Pass, but I don't think they need it for this. Let's see. So the manual is definitely much more engaging, and my early impression so far, it's been a month since we had the car, is that it's fun to drive. I'm gonna be honest, here's my impressions. Okay, so one of the biggest complaints about the car is the torque. It comes with 295 pounds-feet of torque, and people always complain that it wasn't enough for the car, and I can see why, especially in a manual. with the dual clutch, so the way the car is configured is that the power range is after 5,000 RPM. This car will go up to 8,400 RPM. So you really got to wind up the engine. And most people, it's just normal, especially in today's age of turbocharged engines, that most people will not rev the engine past like 5,000. But with this car, you get your peak power after 5,000. So with the DCT, I never thought that was lacking torque power, but definitely with the manual, you really got to roll and you really got to wind this engine out to feel any sort of torque or pull. And I can see how people, can annoy people on a day-to-day basis, because a lot of times, especially with exhaust configuration like this, with a loud exhaust, people just don't want to naturally drive around town and just wind out the engine. So I could understand where people say maybe this car doesn't have enough torque for the weight and everything. So I can understand it. Right now, I don't 100% agree, because I know that you just wind out the car and you'll be okay, but I can see where people get with that. The other thing about the car is that it feels heavy. Now again, this is coming from somebody who was driving previously an E46 M3, and also I have a 911, and those are much lighter cars. This car, and I always remember this even when I had my first E92 M3, I just felt it was big. It just felt heavy to me, especially at that time. I also had an E36 M3, and when I jumped in between either one, I always noticed the weight difference. So I would say the same thing, the same feelings have come back in my initial impressions of the car. It just feels very heavy. But as you drive fast, it's sort of how BMW engineers, they have, this is why they're so great. As you drive this car faster and faster, and when you go on, say, tight roads, the car starts shrinking. Meaning, you feel smaller in the car feels tighter, you don't worry so much about all the weight and the sizing. But definitely, initial impressions, you feel like this is a heavier car. And to be honest, it is a heavy car. Right now, my E46 M3, it came out to be around 3,500 pounds, maybe a little bit under. This car is around 250 to 300 pounds more, depending on a lot of factors. Do you have the carbon fiber roof? Do you have a full tank of gas? Do you have a heavy passenger in the car? So you got to think about it. The reason why people talk about weight so much in the track, if it's a 300-pound difference, it's like you're carrying a heavier person in the car on the track with you. You're already at a disadvantage. So those are some of my early impressions so far. The other impressions is, this is a 2008. The quality of this car is still wonderful. I mean, well, we paid in our the mid-20,000s for this car. This had a great history of maintenance. Had the rod bearing done. Yes, so it was a $3,000 job. The previous owner got it done. And to be quite honest, in mid-20s, I just don't know what other car, new or used, that you could buy today that offers you a combination of power, handling, drivability, luxury, because it is pretty comfortable, this car. It's definitely, the added weight gives you a lot more comfort. So nothing beats that. The other thing that came back to me is that the gas mileage is crappy in this car. I mean, really crappy. I always thought back then that the gas, and again, let me caveat with the truth, okay? So any car that has high performance capabilities like this will obviously, and when you drive it like the way you want to drive it, your gas mileage is going to suffer. I think the biggest issue with this car, besides having pretty bad gas mileage, is also that the tank is very small. So if you fill up the tank, and I haven't looked at the latest, when I fill up the gas, the latest thing, but I believe when you fill up the tank, you get a radius of 250 to 300 miles, and that's not a lot, especially with a car with these the capabilities that this has. When you drive it very aggressively, you burn through gas like no tomorrow. So the tank is really small, and because of that, you suffer. What else? The other thing also, this is going to be when the track season starts opening up and we start going to some track events, I'm going to bring this car for the track. And so I've been kind of driving around on the highways and exit and on ramps, just getting a better feel of the clutch, trying to work on my heel toe with this car and the handling. And one of the things right now that I'm a little bit focused on is the handling. Now, again, I had the E46 M3, but my E46, let me caveat that it was a 2006 competition package, Interlagos blue, and it had a lot of aftermarket stuff on it. Nothing crazy, but it had KW3 coilovers, it had chamber plates, it had square setup with very sticky tires, sport exhaust, all this stuff. So the car was obviously a little more, it was more track ready than this car. But one of the things I noticed off the bat when I bought this car and started driving it is that the steering is a little bit loosey-goosey to me. And part of it I'm thinking is that the E46 M3 with the competition package, it had a shorter steering rack, and maybe that's why. But I'm trying to still kind of figure out which way do I want the steering to work, meaning do I want normal or do I want that power sport steering on the steering wheel? Is it boost? Do I want the throttle, which is the power button, on or off? What setting of the EDC? So I'm trying to still figure out like what's going to be the best mix. So what else? The car is quick. I mean, it's a wonderful car. I mean, I love looking at that bulge in the hood. You guys are looking at it right now. It just looks awesome. It looks sexy. Sexy as hell. The car is definitely capable. Somebody in a BMW 2 Series is on my ass now. 2 Series, for some reason, really like to test me when I drive this car. I don't know why. They always want to race me or something, and I have no reason why. And I don't have a reason to anyhow, also as well. I don't race people on the street. But overall, the car is great. I'm getting a better feel to it. And the more I drive it, the more I'm beginning to really love the car, appreciate what it does, the capabilities that it has. So those are my early impressions.
Thank you for watching our video. If you like this, please subscribe so you can see other videos. Please give us likes. Please share. And also, to learn more, come to our website at www.bmwsportscar.com.